He depends entirely on Allah. Then Allah listens to him too. He removes the evil which befalls him or which is facing him from him. At another place, Allah tells us that there are people who are idolaters or idolaters, idol worshippers, who are caught in very severe storms while they are traveling on the road. And when they see there is no hope for their escape, at that time when they pray to one and only God, and they say, we beg of you to save us, and we will never call partners of you, and we are going to rectify our ways and means. That sort of prayer. Allah accepts that prayer, knowing full well that when they are carried to sin by Allah, they will forget what promise they had with Allah and made with Allah and go back to their old crooked ways. So that hour of stress, that hour of special emotion, that very special quality of fear adds something of truth to one's prayer. And because Allah is truth, so Allah loves truth and then accepts that truth even if it is momentary and transient. So emotions play a very important role. Now, when you go to the graveyard of some dear one, like a mother goes to the graveyard of a child, or a child goes to the graveyard of the mother, at that moment that very special pure relationship excites something in one's heart for which one finds in oneself in a mood where prayers are generally accepted. So Hadhrat Mirza Tahir's grave also agitates our emotions within, with a sense of extreme purity. So it is just that quality which in itself is shared by other situations which are not a relationship of a holy person to a person who owes allegiance to him, but just any relationship. So with that bond in mind, you can believe our prayer said at the graveyard of Hadhrat Mirza Tahir is more likely to be accepted by Allah if we are spiritually moved by their closeness, and if we find ourselves in a very special mood of truth and love of Allah. So it is that quality which is helpful for the acceptance of prayer, not the physical closeness of a living person to a Muslim or Islam's hope.
Thank you.
Yes, please. I see a hand. All right, you come first.
Somebody else.
No, come on. Again, I'm sorry, I forgot that I had promised you. Come on, please. It's your turn.
Assalamu alaikum.
The gentleman who wants to ask a question, will you come forward and sit closer? Yes, please.
Hazur, assalamu alaikum. Hazur, there was a discussion regarding the matter that whether the women are allowed to say the funeral prayer. And I am of the opinion that wherever it is, the facility is provided, they are allowed. Hazur's opinion regarding that. Jazakallah. Hazur, one more question.
If your questions are of that nature, any number.
As the following question was asked to me by a friend of mine, and I was not sure whether my reply was correct. I shall be most grateful if Hazur most kindly advise us the difference between an ordinary qarz, that is a loan, and Qarz-e Hasna and a loan of this type?
First you tell me what your answer was, then I will decide whether you were right or wrong. Without knowing that.
Hazur, I think that Qarz-e Hasna and the difference between the other Qarz is, Qarz-e Hasna is that type of Qarz where there is no reward expected, one thing. Secondly, I think there is this is just like a relation to the other and there is no limit of that time limit. It's just only a sort of whether the person returns it or not.
Now, first of all, your first statement, unfortunately, is not correct. Because in the same place where the Holy Quran reminds you of Qarz-e Hasna, it says that give Qarz-e Hasna to Allah. Doesn't it?
Yes, yes, Hazur.
So don't you expect reward from Allah when you give Qarz to Him?
Yes, sir.
The verse,
Yes.
the exact words of the verse which have been just quoted by Hafiz Sahib are وَمَنْ يُقْرِضِ اللَّهَ قَرْضًا حَسَنًا فَيُضَاعِفُهُ Why يُضَاعِفُهُ? Why not يُضَاعِفُهُ? It is shart, because of shart? Yes, I understand. Because of faith, because of yes, मंसूब हो जाता है, मंसूब तो नहीं मैंने मफ्तूह हो जाता है यहाँ। नहीं बात ये जो मुज़ारिया मंसूब होगा या मफ्तूह होगा यहाँ?
मुज़ारिया यहाँ पर मंसूब होगा क्योंकि
इलामी शर्त के तौर पे।
जी जी
और पता उसकी इलामत है।
जी इससे पहले अन महज़ूफ़ है जो मस्तर है।
Assuming this connection, after this question happened, I tried to ask.
That means it is not a complete answer. It is a part of the answer, and that answer continues. If Allah does that, then something happens. But Yudaifahu lahu means that if somebody gives Qarz-e Hasna and then Allah does this, then something is expected later on. No, sometimes it's not mentioned in words. Can anyone be better than that? Can any other Qarz? That is understood. In so many places, the Holy Quran.
They can also mean that this is the result of it.
No, if that was so, if that was the result, the answer of a shart is never mansoob. The shart itself is mansoob. According to the Arabic grammar, this is why I was confused a little bit. What was happening? The answer is not mansoob, but the first part is what
connected with the previous one.
Yes, the condition the first part of a sentence which is attached with the condition, that is mansoob, and the answer to that condition is not mansoob. So when it ends up in a mansoob state, that means that still another answer is to be expected or understood. And because in so many places the Holy Quran does not mention in so many words the obvious result of that argument, of this end of that argument, so it is understood that this should be the answer. Here the meaning would be, if somebody gives a loan to Allah, a loan of a Hasana loan, that's the term of Islam, the best type of loan, and Allah accepts it. It's not that then Allah accepts it. The meaning would be, and Allah accepts it, and then it ends up there. Meaning, can you think of a better type of loan or a better bargain for a person who loans to Allah? That is the answer which is understood and which is
Return to
yes.
multiply.